Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Been All Around This World, a podcast exploring the life's work of folklorist Alan Lomax. My name is Nathan Salzberg. I'm your host and the curator of the Alan Lomax Archive at the Association for Cultural Equity. Valentine's Day is upon us, and so we're dedicating this second episode of our series to songs concerning love, love gone wrong, love gone right, love gone strange, etc. There's no shortage of such material to choose from. Certainly, every folk tradition is packed full with love songs, and the Lomaxes themselves recorded hundreds and hundreds of them between the 1930s and the 1980s. But mercifully, Valentine's Day is just a day and not a week or a month. So today on the show, we'll just give you a few choice pieces from the Lomaxes' collections and hope that you enjoy your holiday, such as it is. We'll start with one of my favorite love songs, or any kind of songs for that matter, that either Lomax ever collected. This one, a John A. Lomax recording from Atlanta in 1940 with the 12-string guitar wizard Blind Willie McTell, an original composition, King Edward Blues, or Baby It Must Be Love.
I'm singing a song that I made myself off the notable, honorable King Edward. Baby It Must Be Love.
Wait a minute. This is Blind Willie McTell playing at Atlanta, Georgia.
Tell me, honey, now tell me, please, is my lover now hard to please? I'm getting groggy in my knees, baby, and it must be love. Funny feeling reaches up my spine, to my head like cherry wine. Make me think the world's all mine, baby, and it must be love. I hear the church bell ringing, I see visions clear. I hear the birdies singing, I know done well if no birdies there. I don't like your shirts and ties, they don't seem to harmonize. They don't match them big brown eyes, baby, and it must be love. Beat it out. Can be a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, king. It'll make you give up everything. Every time you feel that sting, honey, it must be love. Made a preacher lay the Bible down, made a rabbit hug a hound, made King Edward give up his crown, baby, and it must be love. I hear the church bell ringing, I see visions clear. I hear the birdies singing, no done well, no birdies there. I don't like your shirts and ties, they don't seem to harmonize. They don't match those big brown eyes, mama, and it must be love. Baby, and it must be love.
A bold young farmer courted me. He gained my heart and my liberty. He has gained my heart with a free goodwill, and I must confess that I love him still. I wish, but it's all in vain. I wish I was a maid again, but a maid again that never can be, since that a young farmer lay still with me. I wish my baby little was born, and smiling on his father's knee, and I was dead and in my grave, and the green grass growing all over me. Dig me my grave long, wide, and deep, put a marble stone at my head and feet, but a turtle white dove put over above, for to let the world know that I died for love.
Well, we didn't waste time getting into the desolate material there. We heard Isla Cameron's singing a fragmentary version of the ballad called, among other things, Died for Love, also known as A Brisk Young Sailor Courted Me, The Butcher Boy, and I Wish My Baby Was Born. There are countless versions. And the first audio recording of it was made 110 years ago this year, in 1908, by a singer from Saxby All Saints in North Lincolnshire in England, named Joseph Taylor, for the English song collector and composer Percy Grainger, who was one of the first folk song collectors to fully embrace recording technology. That performance was by the Scottish-born, English-based folk revival singer Isla Cameron, who was recorded by Alan Lomax in London in 1951. And before that, we heard Blind Willie McTell with his composition King Edward Blues, recorded for John A. Lomax in Atlanta, Georgia in 1940. Since the American experience of Valentine's Day seems to stress the importance of showering your loved one with gifts, first and foremost, we'll hear a composite of 3 versions of the same piece, what's known in English as Paper of Pins, a song in which a suitor offers his beloved objects of increasing value until the latter finally agrees to marry him. In some versions, the suitor gets wise that he's not, in fact, being married for love, but married for riches, and he says as much. In others, the song just ends with an acceptance of the most valuable proposal. Here are 3 performances of the song with surprisingly similar tunes. The first one from Cajun Louisiana, the second from Aberdeen City in Scotland, and the third from Rugby in Southwest Virginia. You're listening to Been All Around This World.
Avec moi, je te donnerai mes paquets de pain. Je te donnerai mes paquets de pain si tu voudrais te marier avec moi. Avec toi, je me marierai pas. Avec toi, je me marierai pas. Si tu voudrais me te marier avec moi, je te donnerai un petit chien blanc. Je te donnerai un petit chien blanc, oui, pour se prendre avec toi. Avec toi, je me marierai pas. Avec toi, je me marierai pas. Si tu voudrais me te marier avec moi, je te donnerai une belle maison. Je te donnerai une belle maison, à tout doublé dans sa table blonde. Avec toi, je me marierai pas. Avec toi, je me marierai pas.
I'll give to you a yellow hairy muff to keep your hannies warm when the weather's cold and rough. If you'll walk, if you'll talk, if you'll walk with me.
I'll know your yellow hairy muff to keep my hannies warm when the weather's cold and rough. And I'll know, and I'll know, and I'll know walk with you.
I'll give to you a cozy armchair to rest yourself in when your beans are all in sere. If you'll walk, if you'll talk, if you'll walk with me.
I'll know your cozy armchair to rest myself in when my beams are all unsere. And I'll know, and I'll know, and I'll know walk with you.
I'll give to you a paper of pens, show you how our love begins. If you will marry me, if you will marry me.
I won't accept paper of pens. Show me how our love begins. No, I'll not marry you. No, I'll not marry you.
I'll give to you a pair of gloves, the inside silk and the outside love. If you will marry me, if you will marry me.
I won't accept pair of gloves, the inside silk and the outside love. No, I'll not marry you. No, I'll not marry you.
I'll give to you the keys to my heart, we will lock and never part. If you will marry me, if you will marry me.
I won't accept the keys to your heart, we've been locked and never part. No, I'll not marry you. No, I'll not marry you.
I'll give to you the keys to my chest, you can have money at your request. If you will marry me, if you will marry me.
I will accept the keys to your chest so I can have money at my request. Yes, I'll marry you. Yes, I'll marry you.
Young lady, I see that money is all, my love means nothing at all. No, I'll not marry you. No, I'll not marry you.
Wilkin. Utosi Paris, the Hanjibit, the Han, Urlon, Ya, Wilkin. أخذ أبيه يدين تشمت عيلن ما كثون لا يا أخذ اللي ثم الرادي ثم الرهن تارتون وبالغرد بالر لا ملي بلاشكل البرتر ببالر يوسف اللي خانن تايا ويلكن مغتم ثنين الوالدي ثين رمضي سلن يلن تلوكي والله آخي ديارم واللي غريبي شارع نمحاي سان والكن غريبي شارع نمحاي والكن ويا Ha! غريبي شارع نمحالي صاحب الجن
We heard a composite of 3 versions of the song known in English as Paper of Pins in this, the Been All Around This World Valentine's Day episode. We started with the singing of Ella Hoffpauir from New Iberia, Louisiana, recorded by Johnny Lomax in August 1934, the Cajun version, known as Papier d'Épingle. Then Mr. and Mrs. John Mearns of Aberdeen City, Scotland, recorded by Alan Lomax in 1951. Alas, we don't know John Mearns' wife's given name. And Isla and Orna Ball at their home in Rugby in southwest Virginia, another Alan Lomax recording from 1959. And then we heard a recording not made by a Lomax per se, but one dubbed by Alan while he was visiting Russia in 1964. The International Anthropological and Ethnological Congress was held in Moscow that year, and while he was there, a musicologist named Anna Rudneva helped Alan gain access to the archives of Radio Moscow, which had extensive collections of all manner of official recordings of ethnic minority music from across the Soviet states. That was a song from Turkmenistan that translates as "You Are Beautiful." The text is a poem written by the 18th century Turkmen national poet Makhtum Kuli, and it was performed by a singer named Gurbandury Ienov, accompanying himself with the dutara, the 2-string lute found across Central Asia, and backed by a state-sponsored Turkmen folk ensemble. You Are Beautiful, following a composite of versions of Paper of Pins in this Valentine's Day episode of Been All Around This World. My name is Nathan Salzberg. Thanks for listening. Up next are 2 exceedingly affecting ballad performances from the Southern Mountains, one from Central Appalachia and one from the Ozarks. The first is just a fragment, but a beautiful one, sung by an elderly man named Harvey Porter in Salyersville, Kentucky in 1937, a song identified only by its first line, "Since you have disdained me, I'll cross the briny sea." The second is a version of the far-flung ballad of the Lonesome Dove, performed by the Arkansas ballad singer Almeda Riddle, certainly one of America's most prolific and powerful traditional singers. Variants of this song show up all over the American South and Midwest: Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, Indiana, Missouri. The English collector Cecil Sharp found it in Kentucky in 1917. And its earliest appearance was in the 1855 shape note hymnal The Social Harp, where it was attributed to a songwriter named William C. Davis. It bears all the hallmarks of a classic Victorian weepy, melodramatic, death-ridden, God-fearing. But in Almeida's singing, it becomes something truly devastating, owing to the fact that she lost both her husband and her son, not to consumption, as the song has it, but to tornadoes, a common scourge of her native North Arkansas. A tornado also destroyed her treasured collection of handwritten ballads, hundreds of them, many of which she had learned from her parents, both of whom were singers. This version of Lonesome Dove came from her mother. You're listening to Been All Around This World.
Since you have this day me I'll cross the briny sea. I'll cross the briny ocean to sorrow bidded you. I'll seek some other fair land where love will have its fill. This world's wide and lovely, if one won't another will. That's all.
One day while in a lonesome grove, lit over my head a little turtle dove, for his lost mate began to coo, and it made me think of my lost mate too. Oh, little dove, you are not alone. With you I was destined to mourn, for like you once I had a mate, and with you now I mourn my fate. Consumption seized her lungs severe, and burned upon her one long ear. Her blooming cheeks and sparkling eyes did wither and fade like a rose that dies. Her arms that once embraced me round lays moldering now in the cold, cold ground. But one sweet thought now cheers my breast. I know my darling wife's at rest. For while her dying tongue could move, she was praising God for pardoning love. She said to me, my dearest friend,
till the end, and then we'll meet on heaven's plain, and never, no, never part again. But death, grim death, would not stop there. I had a baby to me most dear. Death like a monster came again and took away my little one. But God be praised, he took as he'd given, and I know my baby is a rose in heaven. Shout on, sing on, you saints above, while I sit and mourn in a lonesome grove. Shout on, sing on, it won't be long, for soon I'll join you in your song. Then I will sing on heaven's plain, and never be parted from my loved ones again.
Lonesome Dove is sung by the great Almeida Riddle of Heber Springs, Arkansas, recorded by Alan Lomax in 1959, and before that, a fragmentary version of a piece identified as Since You Have Disdained Me, I'll Cross the Briny Sea, sung by Harvey Porter of Salyersville, Kentucky. Two fairly devastating items to almost wrap up our Valentine's Day edition here of Been All Around This World. Thanks for listening. We'll leave you with the last song now for your Valentine's Day consideration, and it will be of a bit happier cast. This is a recording made in 1952 in the Extremaduran village of Arroyo de la Luz in western Spain. A group of women performing a coro, in which they hold hands and turn in a circle while singing. It's the story of the wedding of Inesilla and Briante, a couple who were poor but happy. The lyrics enumerate the contents of the dowry, which includes, quote, a mattress full of holes with the stuffing coming out of it, threadbare petticoats, elastic stockings with no heels, some Russian slippers with nothing to fasten them. Briante, in spite of his name, is dressed in a jacket of shorn cloth with holes in the elbows. His pants were of homemade cloth and look like a sieve full of holes. The trousseau is small, the song ends, but the affection is deep. The wedding of Inesilla and Briante to close out this episode of Been All Around This World. My name is Nathan Salzberg, and I thank you for listening. If you enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the show via iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts. We also invite you to visit the Association for Cultural Equity online at culturalequity.org, where there are thousands of Alan Lomax's field recordings and photographs free for the listening and the viewing in our online archive. You can also find us on all relevant social media, as well as on the Alan Lomax Archive YouTube channel and Bandcamp pages. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you next time.
Hoy se ha casado Inesilla con el hijo del brillante. Como son tantos hermanos, no oye, bailote muy grande, no oye, bailote muy grande. Por dote lleva Inesilla una cama de pinares, un colchón con agujeros que la lana se le sale, que la lana se le sale. Una cena pasado con una alforza muy grande que la heredó Inésilla de la abuela de su madre, de la abuela de su madre. Una media cominera que no tienen carcañales, unos zapatitos rusos que no tienen para atarse, que no tienen para atarse. Ahora vamos a Bartolo, que este dote sobresale, como son tantos hermanos, no yo, lo lleva grande tampoco, lo lleva grande. La chaqueta del brillante era de paño chamorro, por andar de boda en boda lleva, va roto los codos lleva, va roto los codos. Los calzones que llevaba eran de paño casero, parecía una ceranda todos, llenos de agujeros todos, llenos de agujeros.